Hey, straight live entertainment. First time on the Instagram going live for the album review club. Y'all know how we do out here. Odie James and Conductor Williams across the tracks. Get the birds in here. I'm the only one with good internet tonight, guys.
What's going on, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Fullo's Christmas party. Hey, Santa. Hey, Woo. How you guys doing tonight? Yeah. What's going on?
Man, you know, like,
Yo, you won't. You will
There
definitely be
he
the only
is,
one with
the
good internet.
man, the myth, the legend.
40 himself.
Hey,
Shout out to
it's
40, you know
it's
what I'm saying?
true. The internet's gonna be terrible tonight.
Yeah,
As
of
you can
course.
tell, I'm not in my main place of residence, guys. in the dark cave that I usually belong in.
Every time.
Somebody on the phone at Kobe's house, he can't get on the internet.
Oh,
Yeah, relax. Relax.
we get some water.
He's in the hey, he's here. He's in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the album review club. We going, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to get Cheddar in here, but until then, hey black men and also half black men, how you guys this week been, bro?
It hasn't been bad. I went and did a mosh pit. Fucked my neck up a little bit. Pardon the French. Shouldn't be swearing. I apologize.
Hey, yo, hold on, man. We got kids watching.
I know. But no, I
You
mean,
know
how was your week?
There we go.
how we? Oh, there he is.
Look at that,
Hailing
man.
all
Cheddar,
the way from Toronto,
baby.
Canada. It's K Cheddar.
I was gone. I was off the roof for Canada.
Cheddar.
As soon as you said Canada, I was off. Jumped in on it, bro. Send them back.
That
Oh,
nigga from
shit.
Greenville.
What up, man?
What's going
What
on,
up,
fellas?
man?
You know,
Doing tonight.
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I'm doing pretty good, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this week's been pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? We had a little test pause. You know what I'm saying? A little quiz I had to take, a little exam. I did good on it. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
I'm learning how to speak a little bit of this, you know what I'm saying? And then beyond that, I got to listen to Bodie all week, but it won't nothing different. I listen to Bodie every week. I
Yeah.
listen to Bodie every day, all right? But now I got a chance to share it with my partners. Y'all welcome, nigga. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to y'all, bro. And last but certainly least, Woo, how are you doing?
Hey,
Hey, man, whatever y'all poured up on, rolling on,
hold on, bro.
toast to
Just water.
y'all.
Just water. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit.
La Agua.
RP to Justin.
Oh, agua? We're using different languages? Zaijongo. We call this shui. You know what I'm saying? A little shui, eBay shui. You
Hey,
feel me?
there it is. Sorry, I couldn't see. I couldn't see Woo. So I was like, let me go ahead and refresh the page. I was trying an easier way of doing it. What's all?
Yeah, like being home. But all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? We'll get us started, big dog. Welcome to the party, big dog. Let's go and get it
What,
popping.
Well, shoot, you seem an actor. Go ahead and introduce what you gave to us. Merry Christmas, nigga.
Y'all don't want me to speaky speak, but if I have to, I will. All right, so this week, you know what I'm saying? We decided to do a little bit. One of my favorite artists, my favorite rapper right now, one of my favorite rappers of all time, Boldy James. You know what I'm saying? Across the Tracks, produced by Conductor Williams. Conductor. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta be honest with you, bro. I'm pretty happy with this listen that we went through. So I've been listening to this. I want to get the release date right. So it came out this year. I have to actually Google what actual date it came out, but it came out this year. I, as a Bodie James fan, I wasn't expecting this like collab at all. Conductor Williams is like he's done a whole bunch of stuff, but like unless you are like tapped in, you wouldn't know his production. His production doesn't sound super duper different. He's produced for a lot of people, but this collab was kind of random. Bodie James, as an artist, he collabs with different producers all the time. So he's heavy on Alchemist, Pauls. He's heavy on Nicholas Craven. He has Jay Versace produced an entire tape for him called the Versace tape, which was fire. And so this is, I believe, his first like partnership with Conductor Williams. I was very, very pleased. I was very, very pleased with this mixtape when it dropped. And you know what I'm saying? I wanted to give it to you boys because
So it's a mixtape.
it's a mixtape slash album. Because here's the deal. So Bodie drops so many things that it's kind of like if this is an album, he drops albums like mixtapes because he doesn't really he does care, but he's not like signed to a major label. Bodie James is signed to Griselda, which is not like a minor label, but Griselda is
Oh,
a
yeah.
partnership between Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher. I want to say they have a lot of affiliates. Armani
There's
Caesar is also part of it as well.
Boogie. Wasn't Boogie part of Griselda?
A Boogie.
No, yeah, A Boogie. Not Boogie with a hoodie, but A Boogie. One of the Boogies, I think, is maybe
Maybe,
not, maybe
but
not.
but either way though, this
It's it's categorized as an album, and it was dropped
boom.
on. Yeah.
He drops a lot of stuff, bro. But no, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this kind of. I've already gone a little bit long, but I'm gonna keep this kind of short. This last part. The reason why Bodie James ranks so high for me is because I feel like he is like a special talent in rap, like storytelling, lyricism, flow. He's not afraid to like partner with these wild different producers because he's just like he wants to be challenged, and I feel like there are times where he's dropped songs where I feel like I've never heard a rap song better. So, you know, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. You know what I'm saying? Woo, you know what I'm saying? Woo,
Can I ask you
you're
something?
the orchestrator, you're the producer of all this. Go ahead,
Hold
lead
up.
us to the promised
Fullo, can
land.
I ask you something
Go ahead.
though? One of the things you said was like he's dropped some of your favorite rap songs. For this album specifically, was there a song on here that was your or like or because I know that he has a huge discography, right?
Massive. Pulse.
Yeah, it was like
$100,000
is his favorite like
pounds right there.
what would be your
$100,000
favorite song
fine.
in general?
I said pause. You said what? What'd you
What's
say,
your favorite
40?
What's your favorite song?
That sounds like we get into the highlights. You gotta let
Oh,
Woo
I
talk.
didn't know if it was on this album. If it's on this album, then we don't no spoilers. But I thought it was like maybe
I'll do
something.
that. I'll do that at the end. I'll do that at the end. I'll tell you what my favorite song from him is at the end.
All right, appreciate you. That's all I got. Sorry, strike.
All right, Will, go ahead. Also, shout out to Will, got the fresh line. Look at the beard. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Looking kind of cute over there, big dog. Go ahead, host. Go ahead, host. Go
What,
ahead, do your thing.
what you want? You want a television tape or you want just some random shit?
I thought we should go ahead and get in the highlights because once again, Bodie's. I don't like the
Right. All
term underground, but he
right.
basically is.
Ooh,
I took my highlights.
how many Grammys? How many Grammys did he win?
First
Uh,
week sales.
because I ain't got no real big tape, but what I found was he's dropped a lot of shit. Um, he's from Detroit. He's related to Snoop Dogg somehow.
Oh damn.
Um,
That checks
he
out.
almost died last year in a car accident.
Oh my God, we almost lost Bodie last year. I was
Um,
struggling. I was struggling, bro.
these are wiki stats that this is what I'm gonna call that. It's his 14th album, the most recognized, probably being a Price of Tea in China. Got 7 mixtapes and 5 extended plays.
Let's do it.
Conductor William, he is from Griselda, so shout out to Griselda. Uh,
Nice.
he got 5 studio albums, 8 collabs, this being the 7th, and 2 EPs. And yeah, that's a quick run to them.
Quick rundown. Also, we normally do this with bigger artists, so we might as well keep it consistent. Hey, what have you guys ever heard about Boldy? Boldy James. What happened?
I've heard nothing.
I've heard a lot
Jenna,
from
what you
you
say?
specifically.
I've heard absolutely nothing other than you talk about him several times before. But I've never actually like heard any of his music before or anything. So yeah, it's my first time diving into the Boldy James pool.
Nice. All right, 40. What about you?
It's the exact same thing. It's almost like we have a friend in the friend group who talks about him all the time.
And then,
Which
and
I
then
mean, I ain't putting no
Woo.
names
I
on
know
it,
Woo
but
has a little bit of prior knowledge.
I've listened to a lot of Boldy.
oh,
Yeah.
oh shit, that's gonna be
Mo
the
Jack.
biggest. That's the biggest
So
turn I've ever
who you
seen.
want to go first, man? Who you want to go first? Because
Highlights. You know what? You know what? Okay, if I'm taking over,
It's at the
I want
pace.
the order to be. I'll go first because I already told you. I already texted y'all in the group chat. Let's not say the wrong thing about one of these tracks. Now I spaz out. You know what I'm saying? I crashed out. My highlights are terms and conditions, flying trapeze act, the old switcheroo, and stamps in the middle. However, here's the deal. So I gained like a huge appreciation for Off-White Lumberjack this week. So leading up to this week, um my favorite song off this project was Flying Trapeze Act. For some reason during this week, the song that has stuck with me is Off-White Lumberjack because I listened to it before, but for some reason I like really paid attention to the lyrics. I like really honed in on the lyrics this week because we were doing the review, and like Off White Lumberjacks is my highlight off the album. Like it's like the best song for me off the album. But Cheddar, what do you think, Victor? Let's go ahead and hear about these highlights, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and hear about it.
Flying Trapeze was the first one that kind of clicked for me. Because I don't know what it was, but my first listen, uh, I was not a big fan on my first
Of
listen. It
course
was
not.
something I think part of it because I thought he was a quote unquote trap artist going into it. I don't know why I got that impression. I guess it's hearing you talk about him so much. I assumed he was a trap artist, and I was just expecting a much different vibe going in. So that kind of hurt my first listen. But Flying Trapeze is the first one to kind of click with me. I like Lampshade. Lampshade was real smooth.
What?
Yeah, it was
That's
a
a
laid back
surprise.
track, real kind of smooth.
That's a
Because I
surprise.
mean, a big part of my highlights is the production. I think I really like Conductor Williams's production on this. It reminded me of The Alchemist. It reminded me a little bit of The Alchemist, sort of, kind of.
I can see it.
Um, yeah, just with the kind of jazzy, like laid back tunes or whatever. Off White Lumberjack was a big highlight for me too. But the old Switcheroo is probably my favorite. That's probably top of the line. Old Switcheroo was probably the biggest highlight for me. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll say this at the end, but I have a revision from last week anyway. But I'll
Hey,
get to
yo,
that
hold on.
at the end. I forgot. But yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and pass this to Woo. We typically hear 40s before we hear Woo. Let's switch it up. Let's old switcheroo, some would say. Let's hear Woo first. Oh no, can you guys hear him?
Oh,
Oh
I
no, he
guess
muted
he must be
himself.
getting a phone call. Somebody must have called his phone, so his Wi-Fi
Oh
must be
man, we
muted.
can't hear you, Woo. We can't hear you.
That was the best review he gave though. We all,
While Woo fixes his microphone difficulties, let's pass it to 40.
yeah.
my
All
fault.
right.
I had
Oh
y'all
no, we can hear
muted.
you. Go ahead. I pass it back.
Pass to a rep.
Go
No,
ahead,
I'm
40.
good.
You got it.
Hold on, no. You, I want you to do it now because you could definitely just mute yourself again.
Go ahead, Woo. Let's hear it.
Oh, it's a good album, but it ain't no classic. Definitely ain't nowhere near the hype that Fullo
Oh,
get.
he's going
But
Oh,
out with the smoke.
so hold on. We already got our first strike.
oh,
We already got
oh,
our first strike. All right, go ahead.
Maybe I should have
Go
went
ahead, talk.
first.
so my gigs. Lately I've been switching up on how I listen to albums. I'm not jumping on a particular song. Like, oh, I like this song. I'm kind of doing like an overall how I feel about it. So good for me was that it was 26 minutes long because I feel like anything longer than that might have been a drag. But the drug talk is incredible. All around in the pots, all that good stuff. The drug talk is incredible. Some of those takeaways that I got was storming on the dice full force. I'm like a tidal wave. Oh, my auntie Adrian for shorting out her microwave.
Shortening out her microwave. She
Um,
don't even work no more. Yo, let's go, Bodie.
work soft as hell. Well, soft as a buttercup. We headed southbound. The achy breaky huff and puff and blow your
Blow your
house.
house
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
Let's
that was
go,
a good one. I did
Bodie.
appreciate that one.
Dog. Yo, let him
Um,
rock.
the,
Yo,
he
shit.
he's an incredible lyricist when he talks about what he talks. So that's something good also. But yeah, that's my goods.
All right, it's not bad. You didn't give us no songs, but okay, give us one song. Give us one song. What's one song?
Saint Juliana.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. Okay, when I went back and started reviewing this album and listening to it, I was for sure that like Cheddar and 40 wouldn't like Lampshade. That's crazy that like Cheddar like Lampshade and you like Saint Juliana. Okay, go ahead, 40. Go ahead, talk to the
Speaking
people.
of Lampshade, that is a song that made it. It was because of production. The production was crazy.
Really? Holy
Yeah.
Yeah,
smokes.
So like the problem is like, okay, so you're a little
yeah,
bit of a bastard for choosing this album because one, it gives me the vibe of like an MF Doom meets Earl Sweatshirt because he's kind of got that like Earl flow, but like in like a like where but he does talk a lot about drugs. So it's one of those things where it's like, but he also like between him and the actual producer, they give you this like MF Doom vibe of just kind of being like so out there. You know what I'm saying? Like he's kind of like he's doing his whole thing on a flow on a beat that you really wouldn't expect kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? So he gives
I
me that,
feel
and
you,
then
but
also he was using.
I'll say more when I get to the lowlights. I'll say more when I get to the lights. Go ahead though.
We'll also say that the reason why I also got the MF Doom vibe was literally because a lot of those samples he's using or the conductors using are shit from Food, Operation Doomsday, like all that. Like there's a lot of like a lot of those interludes in between
Very
are.
similar. It's similar. I'll give you that. It's similar.
It's not even similar. It's literally like shit that they cut out, but just broke it, like just took a part of it. It was like, hey MF Doom album. Okay.
Well, the only reason I disagree is because MF Doom sampled a lot. So if you're sampling the same song, you see what I'm saying? If
No,
you're
no, 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 no,
sampling
no,
the
no.
same song,
Follow. What I meant is the actual like when people are talking in the background when it's a whole like different part. It's not the song itself. It's those
okay,
like little breaks in between. The
yeah,
like where
yeah,
he's like where I think there's one that was like had like gumbo right where it's like guys like going like saying like gumbo. That's literally from Food where MF Doom just used that shit too. So it's not like neither person made that thing. It was crazy to hear it on this album randomly.
yeah, man.
Which gives me that MF Doom feel, right? Where I can't figure him out. Flying Trapeze Act. He talked about the Green Bay Packers and made a cheese hat reference. So go ahead with that. And then Stamps in the Middle. Stamps in the Middle was really good. I like Stamps in the Middle. I don't know how to put this because of the album being so short. A lot of times when I would notice that Stamps in the Middle was playing, I would look back and I would look again, and it would like cut out just quick enough that it would start terms and conditions again because I have it on loop.
Yep.
So then it kind of like resets the whole thing,
Yeah,
and it was
no, you're 100% right. You're 100%
yeah.
right.
So it was like it's one of those things where it's like I don't have a problem with that. It just fucks up my listening experience because then it's like because like I like listening to this album when I was working out, like when I'm like just on a jog or something, because he's just talking about something. You can kind of just focus in on it, and he doesn't. His flow, his whole like everything about it's very much like it just keeps progressing. So, anyways, that's my take on it. I actually did fuck with a lot of this. But I'm gonna go and pass it back to you, Fullo. Go ahead. What didn't you like about this?
Okay, so low lights. What I'll say is this. So, I only have two real low lights where I was just like, man, I'm really not fucking with like these songs. So, one is Saint Juliana, which is weird because I don't think that it's a bad song, and the back of your head is ridiculous. Hey, yo, pause. Hey, yo, it's like, yo, he crushing on me. Hold on for a second, big fella. Hey, let's keep it real PG in here. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate it. But no, so it's like Uh, it was Saint Juliana, which I literally took. That's the only song I took off of my iTunes. So the rest of the album's up there. So Saint Juliana off. It's because I didn't like how he put the chorus together. That's more on Boldy than it is on Conductor. I didn't like the way that song was actually compiled. And then All Madden. Now here's me be clear. All Madden's not like a low light to me. It's just I could have done without his son being featured.
That's
Like
his son.
it really like threw me off because that
Right.
was a solid verse. The first verse by Boldy was solid, but like his son just like really threw it off. And like so, a little bit of backstory, not a huge backstory. Boldy's like really big on like pushing his son. So when they do live shows, his son's out there performing. When he's counting money on live, his son's out there doing all that shit, right? Which I respect as a father, but at the same time, I'm also just like it didn't fit on All Madden. I would have threw him on anything else. It did not fit. So All Madden and Saint Juliana. And I feel like I feel like the production on All Madden was kind of lazy by Conductor. Not that that's the reason why the song didn't work. It was Bojack's fault. Pause. I mean, no offense, but yeah, man, that's pretty much it. We're gonna go ahead and go to Cheddar Money Lowlights.
Lowlights would be kind of sort of like I'd say it's just his voice in general. I feel like
Okay, speak
it
on it. Speak on
really,
it.
especially when you say that he's dropped however many albums he's dropped in the past, like what 5 years. I feel like I'd get tired of a full album of him, or even back if he drops 2 albums in 2 years in 1 year. I'm like, I've had enough. I can listen to.
Hey, don't
I need some
worry.
time. I
I'm
need
gonna
some space between these
wait.
albums.
When we get to the scores, I'm gonna address that. But go ahead, spit. Do your shit.
That'll be my biggest. That'll be my biggest downside on him would just be it can get very dull. Especially even though the production is fire with these laid back tracks, like Steven, kind of like what Dub said earlier, more than 10 tracks, it probably would have been a bit of a drum. So it kind of works with these shorter albums, but that would be that'd be the downside. That's pretty much my main and only downside really. It was pretty lyrical. I did like a lot of the production. I did love the beats, but it's just a lot without too many features to kind of switch up what you're hearing. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go
Oh,
to who
wait. Actually,
first?
I will double back. I will double back and say that what you said about his son too. I didn't realize that was his son. That makes a little bit more sense. But like that was like kind of like, what's this kid doing
Bojack.
on here?
Also, let's be clear. Shout out to Bojack.
Yeah.
It's just that song didn't work out. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go to Woo first. Go ahead, Woo.
Man, the shit was boring, bro. It was boring, man, and that was a takeaway for me because I mean, like Cheddar said, if you don't like his voice, you ain't gonna like this out. But I'm also not a big fan of the one artist, one producer type joints when it comes to like because and overall, like eventually, especially when the rapper sounds the same on every song, and you're with the
Yeah.
same, eventually all your music is gonna kind of sound the same, man. Just like Larry June and Dom Kennedy, most Bojack music.
See, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I'm trying to let you live, but that's a second strike on you, Woo. I'm trying to let you live. You know, say one more, I'm gonna crash out. So it's just
what you want me to say? Oh yeah, every song was just
one more, we're gonna crash out because we're not gonna put Boldy and Larry June in the same sentence. That's what we're not gonna do. Also,
man.
Dom Kennedy,
Are they a
because
couple songs
Dom
together?
Kennedy ain't got a career no more. Let's not do that.
Dom Kennedy
Let's not do that.
just dropped too.
Guess what? Nobody's gonna hear it. Nobody's gonna know about it. All right, it's Dom Kennedy, he a West Coast homer. I'm gonna let it go. Go ahead,
I'll,
40, because you got one more time, big
hey,
dog.
but
You
yeah,
got one more time.
I think 40 had pulled it up early in the week. I also kind of put Earl in that category because I mean, Fullo gonna be the same battle and everything. That's about it, man. Like same
Strike
content,
three.
same
You know
lyrics.
what? Strike three. But
I,
I'm
I
gonna get
even
to it when it's my turn.
I
I'm
even
gonna
wrote
get to it when it's my turn.
down. I was like, you could probably take different verses from different songs and just swap them out, and you'll still have the same exact song.
40. Don't
Just,
even say anything about it.
just
I'm gonna
different.
take care of it when we get to the review. I'm gonna take care of it when we get to the review. Go ahead, 40.
All right. So
Don't even gotta
after
change. Just swap the shits. It's gonna be the exact
okay,
same.
so I see what you're talking about, right? Like, all right. So let me go and talk about my stuff, and I'll let y'all fight this one out. So I think All Madden was a problem, and it wasn't so much that the song itself didn't work. I don't think the song worked on the album itself because I don't have a problem. Like one of the problems I have with this album is that it makes the assumption that you know who Boldy James is, and if I wish it would just ease me into it, you know what I'm saying? Because he gives me an
Flag
Earl
on play.
Sweatshirt vibe. And go ahead.
I'll say if the man is about 20 albums in, you kind of either got to know who he is already or not. Which we don't
Well,
know who he is,
yeah,
so
but like,
that's on us. Go ahead.
no. But what I'm saying is like
Either way, y'all niggas know. What the fuck?
so like terms and conditions, right? Didn't feel like a good intro song.
All right. I just threw a flag, so I can't throw another one, but I disagree.
No. I mean, you can. I'm like,
That's fair.
and it's only because of the fact that from someone who like, if this is the first album you pick up, it starts jarring as fuck because it's like, because as someone who's an Earl Sweatshirt fan, right? There are like people who like Earl heard like Earl doing like his fucking main young kid shit, and you slowly just fucking evolve from it, or like picking up some rap songs is kind of a tough deal. Like I don't know, it's one of those things where like I genuinely enjoyed the style, but at times it just it could get boring like very quickly. But also depend on the day. Like I listen to it on a drive ride home, and I'm like, this is not it. This is not the mood I'm going for. But then I'm running, and I'm like, oh, this is actually the mood I'm going for, which is really fucking weird that I get like two entirely different feels from this album in like different situations. Which I haven't actually experienced that in like a minute. Like granted, you put up like a dance album when you're depressed, it's not gonna hit the same way as if you're going and actually dancing, right? But anyways, but like, no, I didn't like all Madden because I just was not expecting a feature for like a little kid popping up on the track. Like it just sounded like a young kid. I was like, what the fuck? Like it was on
Baby,
some
like
like
your bitch.
when Big Boy.
Do you
It
told
felt
me
like when
so?
Big Boy had like his kid come on to a tracks, and it was just like, oh, go ahead, young one. It's like, all right,
I mean,
it's
hold
cute,
on,
but
hold
it's
on,
like,
hold on, hold on, hold on. I kind of fuck with the part where he was like, I got 32 bullets stuffed in this mouth.
kind of
Okay, you know what I'm
way
saying?
too young for me to like believe anything he was
On a
saying.
different track, I want to hear this, but like not on
He,
this track.
he
Yeah,
said something about being in the field with some pads. I was like, okay, in the
yeah.
field with some pads.
It,
That's
But I
all
mean,
that
I guess that
it's
was
kind of
like my
like
only.
if you're an amazing basketball player and you got your son on the team with you, then he shouldn't be on the team with you. You should let him stay in college, develop a little bit, get a couple more years in before you hop on this track.
matters. Hey,
But
especially if your dad's talking drug talk.
exactly.
Yeah,
Father of the year, though.
I don't know. I feel like, but long story short, I think this was just one of those albums where, like, it just grows on you, but it's very tough to like jump into. Like these are not the waters that someone's just gonna be like, yo, just go ahead and start swimming, man. Just do it. Because I mean that's the same way I feel when I go and recommend people to like Earl Sweatshirt. It's like, go ahead. If you can't fuck with the voice, if you can't fuck with that monotone like pitch, it's just not it. And then this album also plays into the monotone, being like, no, embrace it, enjoy it. Because there's a lot of like that jazz, it's very smooth, and then his voice works well. But if you're not ready for it, it's really tough to get into. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna go and pass it back to Fullo so he can go and address anything
I
he's
will say
got.
because I almost threw a flag on what you said about the intro track, but I remember on my first listen, it was very tough getting into this album
Oh,
to begin with on my very first listen. And now, like
hold
you
on.
said,
Let
like
me
someone introducing yourself to Bodie James, you're not going to
hey,
be too happy with.
let me finish off this WWE tag team finisher, right? Um, you were you were absolutely right. The way that Fullo talked about Boldy James, I was expecting a trap artist,
Yeah,
and I'm sitting there going like, all right, it's about to be, and then like the first song is like, this is
yeah, yeah,
Earl, this is Earl
yeah,
Fletcher, and I sat here
yeah.
and I went like, he loves Earl Sweatshirt. He loves that style. He loves the lyrical complexity. He loves the like ability, like the way that he composes his bars and that monotone voice and just like the way the flow is. And I'm like, no fucking like like it made sense. Now Boldy, I will say for the record, Boldy is different from Earl Sweatshirt. I just wanted to go and make that clarification. Go ahead, Fuller.
All right, so here's the deal. You know what I'm saying? I actually respect what Cheddar said. I understand what 40 said because once again, now let's be very clear. there's there's like two or three albums that you can suggest to people who have never heard Boldy. There are more like acceptable to the ears. I specifically chose this one because I kind of knew it wasn't. So that's why, like, you guys' interaction so far. Also, shout out to Captain Skateland. What up, baby? I want to go ahead and say, like, that interaction, you guys are just like, this is something like jumping into it, and you don't really know who he is. It's kind of like, wow. I completely predicted that. I knew that was going to happen, and that's fine. It's not why I chose this, but I understand the sentiment. The tape he did with Jay Versace, that's more of like a, if I've never heard of him before, what is he like really about? This is more of like a, Bodie's like locked in. I'm gonna talk about exactly this, and if you pick it up, you pick it up. If you don't, you don't. It doesn't really fucking matter. That's one. So shout out to you guys for picking that up and also still giving the album a listen. I appreciate that. However, now we go into the deep waters. I'm gonna need about 5 minutes. Me and Woo. First of all, yeah. I told you. I told all y'all. I was like, be careful because you never know what might happen if y'all say the wrong thing. First of all, Bodie's voice is monotone. Nigga, I've listened to like hundreds of songs by him. I get that 100%. But you're not about to sit there and act like he don't curate every verse for the song that he on. We ain't gonna do that. All right, we ain't gonna do none of that nonsense. I could just take a little verse and move it here and move it there. Hey, look, man. Hey. I'm gonna be real with you. Maybe your ears ain't tuned into the streets. It's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. But what we're now about to do is act like, oh, Bodie don't get his pen on these fucking tracks and to these fucking verses. That's one.
Hey,
Two,
hey. I said the writing was there. I said he's good
oh
lyric.
no, the pen's always there. But what I'm
I said it
saying
was
is
there.
like
I said it was there.
I've listened to enough, and I know you've listened to enough Bodie to know that like
I
depending
also
on
said
the beat is what Bodie you're gonna get
I also
different
said
Bodie.
Man on the Moon was not for night driving because it'll put your ass to sleep. So I can say it's
Factual.
still boring,
Now
nigga.
let's also address the monotone. Yes, he's monotone, but like there's several artists in my discography where it's like if you don't like their voice, it's sometimes it's a barrier for people. Once again, I told a story before when we were doing the Kendrick Lamar review, where it's like I know people who are like, I get it, he's amazing. I don't like his voice, so it doesn't matter. And Kendrick's not monotone. Kendrick's very animated. People are like, I don't like it. I don't like the sound of his voice, so I'm never going to listen to it. So I completely understand that. And then last but not least, the Earl sweatshirt comparisons, and yes, 40, you did go back and say, yes, they are not the same. But I'll be honest with you, as a big fan of both of them, this is gonna be kind of controversial. Earl's in my like top 10 all time. Bodie's better. Like Bodie's better in every single way. This is once again like
Man,
I feel like he is like a special talent when it comes to rapping. And so it's like Earl's. Oh, here we go. Go ahead, throw your dollar bill out. Go
so,
ahead.
so what he's saying is Bodie's gonna put you to sleep faster than Earl will.
No, nothing can put you
Can I,
speed faster than Earl. I've listened
yeah.
to a lot of Earl albums. Ain't nothing like that. Straight
Hello,
knife with it.
are you saying it from like so when you say better, 'cause like I feel like they are distinct enough between both of them that the comparison can be made. But I think like
I'll give you the exact comparison. Earl is probably the best poet turned rapper. Like as far as like poetry, like you could take his verses and make and remove the production and just have just his words. Earl's probably the best poet. He's
I
up there
don't
with.
know,
You know, hold on, let me finish.
I think
He's up there. He's up there with 3 Stacks when it comes to like just
I don't
poetry.
know, man. You gotta put the Lil Jon and the East Side Boys up there too.
We're not doing
Listen,
this. Anyway,
on
so
top of that,
wait.
there's no way, there's no way,
We're not doing this.
there's no
Go
way
ahead.
Earl's a better poet than Gil Scott.
Anyway.
you got over the chamber, you bitch. Oh, I like how you
We're
go
not doing it.
switch the headband around to go Hulk Hogan on us. Okay, the good old
Okay.
heel
Well,
turn. Huh?
as I just said before, we're not doing it. And then as far as when I say better, I mean Earl's the best one, the best poet and that turn rapper ever, right? Bodie lyrically, because of what he talks about, should not be on that same level. But Bodie takes me back to like early Jeezy, where it's just like I didn't know that you
Yeah,
could talk about drugs. I didn't
true.
know that you could talk about drugs like this. Like some of the things that he's saying is just like there's like 2 or 3 songs up here where it's like if you don't know that he's talking about drugs, you don't understand what the track is about because he never mentions it. Stamps in the middle. If you don't know what he's talking about, it sounds like he's just talking about hey man, I'm just out here having fun and blah blah. No, the whole song is drug talk, and it's one of those things where like that's a talent in and of itself. Like for me, I'm gonna go ahead and give this project. I give this project an A minus B plus. I'm gonna go. If I had to stand on it, I would say B plus. B plus because I feel like there are certain tracks where Conductor brings it and Boldy brings it, and you cap out. That's as good as the fucking song could be. There's several songs where one's better than the other, and it throws off that balance. And so, like, I have to give it like a B plus. I did once again. We were doing short albums. Most of Boldy's albums are kind of short, but like if I had to I would put this in like a B plus tier, where it's like if you like what you hear, there's a lot more. This is like One Piece. If you like a little bit of what you got from Boldy, there's a bunch to listen to. But if you don't like it, I understand it's not for everybody. But like, I'm gonna give this a B plus. Shout out to Conductor Williams. Shout out to Boldy James. What we not gonna do, woo? You know what I'm saying? What we not gonna do? Hey, if you don't like lyricism, you don't like a nigga in his bag, just say that.
What
It's okay.
what is
It's
the
okay.
first good I said? Well,
Hey,
maybe
hey, whoa. Why are you
I
getting defensive? Put down the
I
mouse,
said he was
Jamal.
lyrical. I
Put it
said the
down.
drug talk was there.
Oh, the drug
But
part
go
is
ahead,
impeccable.
Cheddar. Go ahead, Cheddar. What you give it?
Go ahead, Cheddar.
I give this a solid B. Like I said, I feel like his voice, after a while, you do get kind of a little tired of it. And with the laid back production, it's easy to just kind of zone out and have the tracks kind of
Wait,
bleed.
hold on. One flag. So here's the deal. That's why I like the fact that he partners with different producers, is because Conductor's generally laid back. He produces for Griselda. If you know anything about Griselda, most of their beats were samples. If you know Dillinger is, I don't want to be controversial, but Dillinger is like a baby Alchemist, where it's a lot of old school samples but a lot of soft music in the background. But when he gets with someone like Versace, who's like super aggressive, when he actually has multiple tapes with Alchemist, where it's like Alchemist loves his sampling, but Alchemist will also go off the rails and do something like super duper hype. And to hear that versatility in Boldy is one of those things where it's like on this
What
album, I
did
get
this
it.
nigga jump off and go, hey, what are we talking about right
I'm sorry, what? I'm
That's what I
sorry,
was gonna
what?
say. I
I'm
would
sorry,
it'd be
what?
interested to see that because I can't
what?
picture.
I'm sorry, what?
Man, the most hype song up there was St. Juliana. Y'all niggas ain't like it.
First of all, I didn't say I didn't like it. I said it was one of my lowlights.
Wow.
It's a little different.
Wow.
I
Go
would say
ahead,
I
go
did go
ahead,
poking
go
around a
ahead.
little bit. It seemed like most of the songs I heard were him kind of laid back.
Yeah, no, on this album, 100%, and that is Boldy's general like disposition. He even says on one of the tracks, he's like, "I'm a low key, keep to myself type." Yeah, he's like that. He's chill. But go ahead.
But yeah, no, 40. No, who is it? Woo, woo. What you give this
It's
album?
Woo. It's on Woo. Be careful, Woo, because crash out. I
All
don't
right.
want that.
I give
I
it a
want to keep
B.
this friendship going.
I give it a B minus.
Okay.
I mean, the drug talk definitely boosted it, but I mean, it's
Hey,
boring.
no. Just
it's,
leave it there.
it,
Just leave it there. Just leave it there. You don't.
it,
Hey, just leave it there. We're all good.
it, um,
We all good.
his voice is boring. Even when listening to it in shuffle, some of the songs actually blend perfectly together because the producer used the
Shout
same stuff. When
out to conductor.
uh,
Shout out to conductor.
I mean, it was above average everything except for his monotone boringness,
Okay.
which
Okay.
I mean,
All right, 40. Don't. Hey, we done got through this whole live without me crashing out. Let's not do that. Go ahead. What do you give it, 40?
I'm between a B plus and an A, to be honest with you.
Okay.
The,
Okay.
so the reason why I think I'm going to give it a higher grade is because it's the first time I've actually like encountered Boldy. It's the same thing that like I dealt with when Earl dropped some rap songs, right? It's one of those things where it's like it's unique to the person, so you don't know how to react to it. And like the first couple times, I would either be like I'd be hot or cold with it for real. Like this is one of those albums where like I'm very hot or cold, but then but like because of his monotone voice, you can kind of drown out at times and then come back in. So you're kind of in and out. But when you come back in, you're just listening to Boldy speak, and he's saying some crazy shit. Like it's like you can't deny that he's actually spitting. And even with like your talk about like is he better than Earl? I think he has figured out
But in the
exactly.
words of Boldy James, free all the guys coming home from the countdown. Brick a sexy red. I just took that bitch to bow down. Let's go,
Yeah,
Boldy. Let him rap.
yeah. But so this might annoy you a little bit, Fullo. But I think that Boldy is right now better than Earl, and that's from me
Yeah,
listening to one album, right? But I
yeah.
think Earl always has more potential because I feel like Boldy kind of found where he wants to be musically, and he has a chance to go somewhere else. But I think Earl likes to just change that shit up. But that's just me being an Earl fan versus you
You
being a
know what I'm
Boldy
saying? It's
fan.
all, hey, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Different strokes for different
yeah,
folks. But one thing I will stand on, Boldy's better than like easily. This is where we're gonna get a little bit into a little controversial. You know, short albums, we're gonna have short reviews. We
yeah.
got like 20 minutes left in the live, and this is where we're gonna get off the roads a little bit. I've listened to Boldy straight for the past like 4 or 5 years. Every fucking drop. When I said this last week, Cheddar got up in arms. He's like, "Oh my gosh, what did you say?" I said Boldy's had one of the top 5 year runs of all time. After listening to this album and also just listening and just taking into all of like the Boldy I've listened to over the past 5 years, Boldy's run from 2019 to 2024. I ain't trying to hear all that shit. Boldy's run from 2019 to 2024 is better than Wayne's 3 to 5 year run, better than T.I.'s whole career. Let's go ahead and run the names up. I don't care. Like that's
Jesus.
how I feel about it. I stand on that.
Um,
What's wrong? What's wrong, Woo? What's
well,
wrong, Woo? Put your dollar
Better than
away. What's
Outkast?
wrong?
I,
What's wrong?
I ain't got.
Better than
I mean,
Outkast?
Yes.
can I talk?
Mm.
Um,
Let them rap.
well, it's easy to do that when most of your music sounds the same. So you just got.
I don't think so. I think it's actually harder. I think
Yeah,
it's
you know,
harder.
it's when he drops something, we're not expecting something space. Oh man, this jump about to have a
I'll be
banger
real
on it.
with you, bro.
It's,
I think it's
it's
easier. Hey, wait, hey. I think it's easier if you're Andre three stacks to come out dressed in an all green suit with a wig on or a perm. I think it's easy to come out here and be like, "Oh man, I'm so different." Ha 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 ha. I think it's easy when you're Ti, where you're just like your gimmick is Ti versus Tip. This is the reform me versus
That
the
was one thing
drug
he
dealer.
did.
Wait. Side note. Wait. Side note. I like that note. This is easier. I feel like this is harder than coming out when you're Wayne and you're just like, oh, I'm an alien. I'm a Martian. I'm
That was
doing
again. That
this.
was
I'm doing
one
that.
phase of the whole Wayne run.
Wait. You said, wait. What up? Hold on. Let's be real. We gonna
so
get into the
so
weeds of it. Let's be
so
real.
they
Let's be
changed.
real. Wayne, how long will we really say Wayne was like that? How many years was
How,
Wayne the
but
best?
I like
but this is
four, at least four.
Exactly. Hey, it's fun. Let's
What
fucking
about
game.
what about Tyler? What about Tyler the Creator?
I don't really see Tyler as a rapper. Like not like that. Not like a lyrical rapper. He's a nigga who makes
Okay,
rap
you're going
music.
by rapper. Okay, I thought you meant like music in general because I was like Tyler kind of has like a
I
ridiculous
I
bag.
feel
If you
like
really,
Tyler the Creator is overrated. And it's not like no, let's be clear. Let's be clear.
I
It's
can see
not
that.
like hold on, let's be clear. I'm not saying Tyler's like wildly overrated. I'm saying Tyler's like an 8. People call that 8 a 10 every time. And it's just like it's not a 10 every time. It's not a huge deal. But like when people talk about Tyler like he done changed music. Let's reel it in. People talk about Tyler like his production is something we never heard before. No, he literally said he was inspired by Pharrell. We've heard Pharrell's production. We've heard Kanye West's production. It's nothing. It's not nothing new. All right, then that's fine. Also, shout out to Travis Scott. People act like Travis Scott. People forget sometimes that he be producing his own music. Travis Scott's music is way more like inventive than Tyler's, but it's fine. I'm not picking them apart. I'm just saying people talk about Tyler like he's Kanye. Like people who grew up on Tyler talk about Tyler like we used to talk about Kanye, which is wild because it's not the same level. But that's pretty much it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing against it, but like when I say Bodie has the best 5 year run, Cheddar, I mean that. I listen to this man. We're talking like a 5 year run where ain't been no falls. Ain't
Again,
been
like
no
what I said
falls.
to when you said that, it's a 5 year run that nobody's heard of.
Wait. And guess what? And that's
hey,
fine.
this
And that's
this is
fine. And
like
that's fine
this
because hold
this
on, no, I want to speak on
bro.
this.
Even
And that's fine because
yeah,
what
this is
I, what I've
like saying
realized.
Mike Beasley had the hottest run in the NBA. Like, yeah,
Whoa.
he could beat LeBron in 1-on-1, but no one cares because
No. And wait. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. There's room for that because I understand. And I didn't purposely start listening to underground rappers or rappers who are not very well known. Like 4 or 5 years ago, when I first discovered Benny, when I first discovered Freddie Gibbs, like really Freddie Gibbs library, I've always listened to Earl. I've always listened to guys like Mike. Oh, I tried listening to Mike and all this other stuff. Or like me and 40 listen to MF Doom. I understand that like the guys who are going to sell the most are going to be the guys who are going to sell the most. That's fine. But it's one of those things where when you actually are like when you're in love with the art form, it's okay if a guy has sold 5,000 and you listen to him. It's okay if a guy has sold 10,000 and you listen to him. Because here's the deal: best rapper of all time, as far as the numbers, is Drake. When's the last time you also listened to a Drake album besides Cheddar? And that's because he's from Canada. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can't pull the Transformers argument all the time when we're talking
I
about
mean, there's
casual
also the
artists.
chance that the actual answer when we all pass away, we meet the god of music, right? Could just be Tech Nine the whole time, right?
Nah, I doubt that.
It
I
could have
doubt
just been
that. I
Tech
don't think
Nine.
it. I actually don't
Tech
think that. Hold on.
Nine.
I actually don't think that's an option. The god of music will be like Tech Nine. What? Huh? What? Oh, he still made music. We told him to stop. We told him to stop a long time ago.
Justin,
He
when you
just
Hey,
People
kept
for
when you
free to
bring a
doing
stop
Tech
it.
Nine album to the table, I will be very disappointed.
it. You said what?
I'm gonna hate that
hey,
week.
man, like
All right,
run.
guys, hear me out. This Tech Nine album changed my life. I've never talked about it at all.
But nah, man, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whose week it is coming up, but I appreciate you boys checking out the albums. You
Wait,
know what I'm
hey,
saying?
wait, whoa. 40, would you get this 40?
Oh, B plus to an A.
Okay,
I'm gonna give it
my bad.
Same thing.
an A because I think I'll like it retroactively.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, and let's be clear. Let's be clear. I kind of already knew this. 40's gonna like Boldy. It's just not. It might not be this album. There's albums that I can send 40 that I know he'll fuck with
yeah.
because again, there is the Earl sweatshirt like production because Earl and Boldy both have had numerous tracks produced by
He,
Alchemist, so it kind of bleeds over to the music.
he,
Mm.
he,
Also has an underground vibe, which means he's just like kind of untouched. Like he feels very untouched. Like he's just like, I'm out here in my basement making music, and I don't give a fuck if no one hears about it. But I'm just gonna let y'all know this is what I'm doing,
Two two
and it's
seven
kind of cool.
concrete. What are you gonna do?
and he gonna
Yeah,
remain a
the
shuffle.
man was like, no one's featured on this album except my son. I was like, all right, well, I got nothing else.
Exactly. It's like I could do numbers, but no. It's
Here
just
comes
like
my
it's
wife
only me.
finishing out the track randomly. He's like, all right, I guess. I mean, shit. We get the whole family. We're gonna
Shout
need another kid out here so I can get two
shout out to
features.
Boldy James, bro. Special talent. But go ahead, Will.
He gonna remain a shuffle artist for me
Oh, you mad?
because
Oh,
you,
you
you,
mad?
you,
Oh,
Oh,
you
you
throw
mad?
multiple
Oh, you mad? What's wrong? What's wrong? Hey, get that
all
hate
right.
out your
man.
heart, big dog. Dolph ain't
I'm
Hey,
coming
let's
back.
let's do it.
Dolph ain't
Let's
coming
do
back. It's
a.
okay.
still gonna listen to Boldy, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, instead of my week, let's do a Big Moochie versus Boldy James, pound for pound.
Moochie ain't done enough. Moochie ain't done enough.
I don't
Okay.
think there's a lot of artists that have done enough.
Moochie,
Really hard.
Moochie got quite a
And Moochie ain't done enough. Stop it. There was a year 2 years ago where Bodie dropped 4 full-length albums. It's just like in
Wait,
one
hour
year.
long
Moochie ain't done
album?
enough. It's okay.
Jesus.
No, no. Only person, as far as like the amount of music they released, there's like 3 people I can think of. Gucci when he was locked up, Dolph because people act like they don't remember when Dolph was on this crazy run, and it was all fire. And then Wayne in like during his run when Wayne was on his run when he was dropping like album mixtape, blah 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 blah. So yeah,
Mhm.
well.
whose
We got
week is it?
it's Cheddar's week, but we gotta get him back up in
Oh
here.
no,
Let's,
it's Cheddar.
let's guess.
Wait, hold on. If you guys put your ear to the phone, it sounds like Cheddar wants to do another Boldy album. Hold on, I got you guys no problem, Cheddar.
Hey, two
Shit crashed out last minute.
Cheddar,
But yeah.
go pick a Taylor Swift album. Let's go.
Oh, wait, real quick too, correction from last week. I upgrade Eater get 8 grapes 3 2. I upgraded that to a B minus. I can't remember what I gave it last week, but I gave it B minus because yeah, it was a fire track. I did really enjoy it, yeah. So I upgraded that to a B minus. I think I gave it a C plus before, but I'm gonna make that correction. But
Okay,
um talking about what we're doing next week, right?
yeah,
Hmm.
it's
Okay,
on you.
hey,
okay, next
please
week
make it happy. Please make it happy.
I was
Please make
I
it happy.
was really torn. I picked my artist. I knew I was torn between 2 of his albums. A guy y'all probably maybe I don't know if y'all heard of him or not. His name is Dear Silas. I decided to go with Cadillac Leather in July. Just dropped earlier this year. Y'all be checking for that one, man. But
Wait, hold on. What's the shit called?
his name is Dear Silas. The album is Cadillac Leather in July.
Is it like DEER or is it DEAR?
Oh, I
DEAR.
know Dear Silas. Okay, bet. Okay. That's what I was thinking. I was just like, hold
Straight
on.
out at the quicker letter MISSIPPISSSIPPI double I double S double P double I.
This is why. This is why when Trump was like, close the borders, I was like, it's too late. It's too late. We're gonna let them in. Okay, so tell us
But yeah,
a little bit
man.
about. Hold on. Tell us a little bit about Dear Silas, bro. Because I only know Dear Silas from like Instagram.
I actually don't. Okay, my thing is, I actually don't know too much about Dear Silas. He came across my radar a couple years ago. Um, through like a big crit feature. It's how he popped onto my
Wow.
radar. Because they're both from Mississippi, so I think they got a little bit of connection there. He's like, yo, hop on this track for me. Let's do this joint. But and he's kind of been in my back pocket, just sitting there for a while. And he dropped this album earlier this year, and it popped on my radar randomly. I was like, you know what? I like this. It's a real laid back kind of vibe from him. But he's kind of an artist. Once you hear him, you kind of understand like. Not as much this man, but some of his earlier work, he's got a lot of nerdy-ish vibes to him that would speak to my kind of language. But like Pete, his third album is called Plus Ultra, and he's sitting there on the cover with a Hidden Leaf band, headband. But y'all check him out. I'll say it's decent work.
All right.
Yeah, man.
How many immediate features would you
Wait,
got?
I hate how. Here's my problem. I hate how the short album weeks is just like it's so representative of the type of people that we are. So
Yeah.
of course, Wu would do Paper Route Empire artists. And of course, I do Boldy James. Of course, like of course, Cheddar would do a Dear Silence, aka a nerdy
Okay.
Naruto headband wearing. It's just
But
like
shout out to Crow the Trill, who's heard of him, already got him in his library. You know what I'm saying? People heard of this man. People already heard of this man. He's out there.
disgusting.
He's out there in the streets making good work. But like it's funny because he actually several times he's actually come across where I thought about putting him in. Because like his last album before this was called "It's Giving Self Love." I almost picked that for last month's mental health week. You know what I'm saying? Like he's kind of almost popped up a couple different times, but I decided to go with it
All right,
this
all
go
right. I
around.
gotta ask the question, Cheddar, because it's a question that all the people are gonna be asking, bro. What's with you and positive music? Yo, you just tell me what's going on. What's like why you like positive music so much?
Listen, it's my nature, man. I got a positive vibe. I got a Canadian heart. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
We out there. We friendly. We're not.
oh nah,
We're good
oh
people. I
nah.
bleed maple syrup and goodness. You know what I mean? Nothing but
He's
happiness.
just bragging about that free
Oh,
health care. I got you.
you know what?
You
You know
got
what?
that good health
I
care.
wait. I vibe
You
with it.
don't even live there.
I vibe with it. It's just like I feel like over the years I've always known that you've been like into like guys who are like upbeat, positive. I was just like, there's no way he's like listening to this all the time. It's like, no, he
Yeah.
isn't.
Yeah.
He listens
Oh,
to multiple people who make positive music. Like the crazy part is that like the crazy part is I don't know about Wu, but if you look at my discography, like the people I listen to on an everyday basis, it's no positivity.
yeah.
It's no positivity. I want y'all to take Flying Trapeze Act and just act like there's 100 songs like this where it's just talking about like drugs and how bad it is. That's that's my whole listen to everyday type of shit, bro. But
I'll
nah,
say I'm not surprised.
he's right. He's right. He's right. You know what I'm saying? He's right. I come from a broken home.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
But all
Um,
right, yo, you know what I'm saying? We'll go
Someone
ahead and
say
bring
you
us
came
home, big
across. He
dog.
came from across the track.
Exactly. I'm from the wrong side of the track. Shout out to Bodie. Let him rap. All right, go ahead. We'll bring us home, big dog.
well, Dear Silas, Cadillac Leather in July.
I
I'm going
need you
for
to do
in
more.
July.
And I need you to do more
Oh
energy,
my!
bro. It's
I gotta do more energy. But as soon as the nigga Bodie James don't give me no
you
energy,
ain't
it's a
Bodie. You ain't
problem.
Bodie. You ain't
He on
rapping
the
like
longest
that.
run
That's the
ever.
Hey,
thing.
hey, hey, hey,
If
hey,
you
hey,
were
hey,
rapping
hey,
like Bodie, I would have let it slide. I need you to turn more positivity. We gotta
hey,
get this
I
right
was just
back.
trying to
hey,
relate
hey,
to how Bodie James, Cadillac in July, Dear Silas.
You got rhyming.
Gotta
You
rhyme it,
got
rhyme it
rhyming. You
out.
got rhyming, or won't people won't accept
And then talk
But
about drugs.
what made
it.
it special? I was talking about drugs the whole time.
Dear Silas is a pack name. Yeah, let's go. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, man. Dear Silas, Cadillac leather
I,
in
I,
the
I,
wide. Da
I,
da da da. We all about it,
Woo.
bro.
is that
Thanks for
Hey,
is
coming out,
that the
guys.
outro music? Da, 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 da.
Da, da, da,
Yeah.
da.
subscribe.